Okay, so I want to do my story about Clomid Cycle 1. I started it because of issues with staying pregnant. I had a miscarriage in 2014, August 14, 2014. And mind you, I already have a son. At the time, he would have been 5. Had no problems with him getting pregnant, and so when I had the miscarriage, it came as a shock because you just don't think when you have a child and it goes flawless, you just don't think that it can happen to you. Well, it did, and it was very, very, very dramatic. I reacted very badly towards it. So, I was like, well, maybe, like the doctor said, it was just a bad egg, and, I will try again. Well, it took us another year to conceive again, and it was almost to the exact day that I conceived the last time. Found out I was pregnant, was excited, but of course, you still have the anxiety of miscarriage, and at the back of my mind, I was like, of course, this can't happen again. Well, lo and behold, it happened again. I switched doctors because I just felt like the first doctor doing the first miscarriage I just felt like I needed to switch it because I kind of blamed him. And once I looked back on it and I wasn't in my hormones, I realized it wasn't his fault. But I felt like I needed to switch because if I had another miscarriage, I definitely would blame him. And I'm glad I did, because I did end up having another miscarriage, and I couldn't blame him or the new doctor. So the new doctor ran tests, make sure it wasn't my thyroid, make sure I didn't have lupus, make sure he did everything he could to make sure it wasn't something wrong with me that was causing miscarriages. So after all the tests came back negative, he recommended Clomid. So I had to, he went on and wrote 3 prescriptions for me. So I went on and filled the first one. So I was supposed to take it day 3 of my cycle. So as soon as my period started, he asked me to call so I could schedule my 12-day ultrasound. So my periods came on the 5th, so which means 3 days later I took my Clomid, and Clomid didn't make me feel different. And I normally have headaches anyway. I have migraines naturally, so I don't think it made it any worse or made them come any more than I would have had it. Mood swings, I didn't think I had mood swings, but other people say different. I didn't feel any different while taking it. Okay, so I called my 12 days. So on the 16th of February, I had my ultrasound done, and the nurse was doing her measurements and whatnot, and my doctor looked over. He didn't I see a lot of YouTube videos showing where the doctor go over and say, okay, you this many millimeters, or is your follicles are this big. He didn't really go over with me. I kind of heard the doctor and the nurse talking outside the door, saying, wow, like the doctor was like, okay, so is this her second cycle? And the nurse was like, no, this is her first. And you can hear the doctor say, wow, like her body responded real well to this on the first cycle. So of course that's making me hopeful, like, oh my god, like, am I pregnant already or something? Like, what is going on? And so the nurse came in and was like asking me different questions, like, how much did I tell you weigh? And I told her, and she came back again, and she was like, now this was your first time, right? And I was like, yeah. And then she came back and she asked another question, and so I'm just like, what is going on? So finally the doctor came in, and he was like, your body has responded very well to the Clomid. You've made a lot of follicles, a lot of good follicles. He was like, so go home and do your homework. And he's like, go home and do your homework, and if you don't see your period around the time your period is supposed to come, take a pregnancy test. If it's positive, call me so we can schedule you to come in, test your levels. If your period comes, start the Clomid on the 3rd day. So I felt good, but at the same time, when I started watching the YouTube videos, I kind of was like, well, hold up, he didn't go over that with me. I don't really know, other than I had good follicles, what's really going on. So I really can't give you estimates on how big they were or anything. However, the day before, I had went to the gym and I did sit-ups and stuff, and I felt fine. And the next day I felt fine, and I had the ultrasound done. Literally, as soon as she did my ultrasound, I felt like my uterus was about to fall out. Like, I don't know what it was. I really don't know. And it's now 3 days later. Every day the day passes, my stomach hurts worse and worse. I'm good sitting down and laying down, but when I stand up, my bottom lining of my stomach is like crampy. So I don't know if that's from the Clomid, or is that just because I did pull the muscles in my stomach. Maybe one of you guys can kind of enlighten me, comment, and let me know, like, hey, that happened to me, or yeah, you probably pulled the muscle. I mean, of course, I'll find out in a couple of days if it eventually goes away. And I'm pretty sure it'll go away either way. But I'm gonna post again and let you know. Hopefully in 2 weeks we have thumbs up on pregnancy. And if not, it's not the end of the world for me. Like, I didn't expect for it to happen the first cycle anyway, so it doesn't happen. It's not the end of the world for me, but hopefully it does. And note that I am a twin, so if I have more than one baby, I will be ecstatic. I'll be so happy. So it's not like if y'all get on here and be like, well, if it's that many follicles, he should cancel the cycle. I want multiple kids, so it's not gonna bother me, and I'm pretty sure my body can handle it, because I am not skinny. My uterus is not small, so I can handle it, and I'm pretty sure he knows that. But anyway, also, if you guys want more information on IUD, because I really believe that my IUD has had a problem with me having infertility issues. I really believe that is the cause of my infertility issues. But I do have YouTube on that as well, so you can check it out. Thank you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, do all the above, and I'll see y'all in 2 weeks.